go. Okay, so as I say, Jasko, real strong qualifying session there. He had half a second on the closest guy next to him, which was Leo. Leo always goes well in the race. Jasko, of course, our Bosnian-based driver, racing out of Vienna, is a great ambassador for the Ruggins Racing family and the GT3 class. Was with us in Season 1. It's great to have him back with us at Season 2. And we go back, we've got Leo, the Italian driver, had a real strong outing at Brands. It'll be good to see how he gets off the line. Andy, with a cracking job there. He's going to look to try and keep one of them podium space, but he's got such a tough job tonight with Dafinio, Luke behind him. Effie and Bruce doing a grand old job there. Really impressed by them too. Clark, I was expecting to be a little further up, but he's got some good racecraft along with Luke too. He usually goes a lot better. Uber, always within a top 10 position here. I'm hoping the Merc goes better for him this time. He had a tough time out in Brands. A lot of the moves and maneuvers wasn't a lot to do with him. He was just collected up. Then, surprise, Dr. Sam, or we're just going to call him Dr. Sam for tonight. Going to be a little easier. Scotty P11, the console. Alex doing a great job within the community to keep the wheels turning. Massive shout and respect to him. Bammer in 13th. Ooh, that's going to be a bit of a juicy one. We've got Bammer and Ken, our American drivers, pretty much side by side. So we'll see if that AMG can get the run on him. Chili Chills rounding off our top 10. I would like to point out for the boys on the grid that it is a tight first corner. So those boys at the back need to brake a little earlier than the guys at the front. Hopefully we can have a clean one because it was a bloody nightmare last time out. We're about to get underway at the Nurburgring GP circuit. It's going to be a short blast of 260 metres down to the first corner. Hopefully all the boys get it right. Here we go. Currently looking at Leo and Jasko. See who gets the pull off the line. Oh, Dafinio in the background gets a hell of a start. Dafinio up into third. Here we go, all the boys side by side coming down here. Like I said, 260 metres into the first corner, turn one, hangman. Do the boys manage to keep it clean? Andy's on the inside. We're looking back at the Cadillac of Effie. Did he get it stopped? He does. Looking back at Luke and Uber. Uber seems to be pushing each other around. Look on board. There we go. We're on trackside now. Banner gets through. Slight lock up in front. That would have been Luke if my memory serves me right. Looking back, Dafinio has nicked third place, but Andy's got the inside, so Andy up to P2. These boys still arguing. Dafinio has to go out a little bit. Leo's going to get the run on him. These boys coming up into turn 3 through the arena. Uniclap looking very racy in the background. What's happening with Luke? Luke giving Dr. Sam a little look there. Bammer and Ubab all behaving themselves. What's Scotty up to? Scotty on the inside of Bammer. I don't think Bammer saw him there. So they've got the braking zones a little wrong. Bammer back on track though. Looks like Chili Chills is going to have the run. Bammer through no fault of his own there. We've got trackside. Dafinio catching that slide. Absolutely beautiful as they come into Dunlops. We've gone in the action back there. Kenbo from where he was. Jesus Christ. Up into a top 10 position. That AMG having a real strong outing. We'll go back up for the Schumacher S's now. Uber gets it all wrong, but back on the grid. That's good to see. What's Jasko up to? Is he pulling any lead on these guys? And DP2 getting into position. So our Bosnian driver leads the field around. He's got a little bit of a gap, to be fair. Dafinio on the back end of these two. So I reckon Dafinio's going to be very racy from the back of here. We'll go on board. Yeah, a little too far off, I imagine, to have a go with these boys. Ooh, as we've got in front, what's Effie up to on the brakes with Uni Clark? Into the chicane. Effie gives Unicag a little look, but I think Uber is has got Scotty in his sights. The boys all behind, trying to sort themselves out. Looks like Effie, looks like Luke's side by side. Luke, P7, Luke's yellow flag, last turn, yellow flag, last turn. Luke's going to have to stay there and let the field go round, unfortunately. Yellow flag, last turn. Kembo, P8. Hell of a drive, all the boys doing a grand job. Effie as well. In that Cadillac, not the easiest car to try and turn around here. Jasko not having its own way though. Andy within a second of him. Have a quick look. Effie's really hassling Uniclark. Uniclark very experienced in these cars though. Andy still with Dafinio all over the back end of him. Dafinio gets a lot better run. We've got a yellow card, yellow flag. Andy sideways manages to reset though. Hopefully boys can get through without too much done. Andy is going to hold and maintain P6, I think. Oh no, he's going to lose it down into 7th. As I said, Andy struggling with the rear tyres a little bit when pushing with that 488, so it looks like Jasko's got a healthy 2-second lead over Dafinio. Dafinio will be wanting to close that back up, definitely. What's Andy up to? really looking up the inside of Effie there. Oh, it's not, it's Sam, sorry, my bad. Let's have a look back. What's Bammer up to? Bammer chasing them down. Go through the Schumacher S's with Bammer on board. Oh, no, gets it all wrong. Bit of kick of understeer. Andy round the outside. Does he keep it in? He does. He pushes a little wide for the Schumacher S's, but hopefully no slowdown there. Good move by our Gubbins Racing Marshal. Andy P6. Not letting this one go. It looks like Leo's really caught up with Dafinio. Dafinio looks like he has a little bit of a kick when he comes through turn 6, the Weinstein curve. Apologies to all my American German friends getting the name wrong. My bad. Pronunciation will get better as the night runs on. So, at the minute, Jasko, P1, Dafinio and Leo still arguing over that third place position. We'll go on board with Leo. Look how close he is to the back of our mod there. Dafinio, our Czech drag from Alamo, staff member, loves the corners when it comes to this thing. He is looking for a podium tonight. Finished 5th and 6th at Brands, 3rd in the GT3 standings, so he's not going to want to make a mistake. Looks like Dafinio covers the inside. Take a look a bit further back. It does look like Scott is a little closer. What's Bruce up to here? Bruce with the console in the background there. Hang on a minute. Is that Batman? Who's really close to the back. See how fast that AMG is in the straight line of Genbo's. Real quick. Good outing. So impressed by the boys. They've managed to actually get around that first corner clean. Also, massive shout out to Luke, who manages to stay in his actual position there. It's so tempting when you're in the middle of the race. And we see further back what's going on with the boys. Uniclark under threat from Effie. Effie seems like he's got backs and backs of pace in that Cadillac there. It's an unusual car choice, it must be said. You won't see a lot of people taking that one. He's lining Uniclark up. Uniclark might have to go defensive into the Dunlop curve here. He doesn't. Trackside, Effie pulls out. Does Uniclark see him? I think he does, but it wasn't close enough. Uniclark so good on the brakes there. Our man from Swindon. Ooh, Schumacher S's. Effie's giving him a look. Great drive for him. What's Bruce up to on that timing squeeze? Coming a little further. What's Console up to? Console now is going to want to get in that top 10 position. He is more than capable of doing that. The Console, our man from Norwich, as I say, likes to go wheel to wheel, and obviously loves the NSX as he goes very wide there. Is Bruce going to pick up a position maybe? We'll go on board with Sam, hunting down Andy. Andy, Effie now. Reel up the trumpet of Uniclark. Will he have a go into the NRK chicane? It looks like he's going to, you know. He pulls out a little bit. Oh, he thinks better of it. Good driving by the boys there. He's going to be close enough to have a go. No, Uniclark's pulled out a little bit of a gap there, so let's have go on board with Dafinio as they go at the start-finish. We'll see what the Lambo versus Lambo power's like. Just look like Leo's got that straight line advantage, so maybe Dafinio running a little more downforce. It's going to be a little too far away to have a go there. Effie still hassling our man there, Uniclark. Again, massive shout out to Uniclark for his improvement over the last couple of rounds. Absolutely been smashing it. Fantastic driving by him. Hopefully we don't jinx him while we're doing that. Look at these boys. Go on board with Effie now as he hassles Uniclark. Really redlining it through the Mercedes section. Massive shout out to Bruce, Lee and Effie and the reserve drivers tonight that have come in and managed to fill out the spots. A shout out to the team and community at Williams Racing. Also, I would like to... Ooh, we're getting so close coming up into... Where are we? Going up into the fourth curve. We are. Oh, it looks like he's much on the inside. Uniclark goes defensive. Great driving by the boys. Please come and have a look at the Discord channel. We've got all sorts of leagues open and available for anyone on the PS4 platform. We've got some of the best races in the world there, and I'm telling you this as absolute fact. We have the best community, the best staff, and the best laugh. If you don't play this game with a smile on your face, then you are playing it wrong. Effie's still hassling Uniclark for the Schumacher S's. Maybe Effie's suffering a little bit with downforce. You get close up on a car like that, and look at Bruce on the back end of that NSX. Of course, the console, very wise head on his shoulders. He'll know where to position the car to make it as difficult as possible for... Oh, as Bruce pulls out in the SLS. Of course he sees him. Good driving by both these boys, but the console's not wanting to give it up. He tucks in behind, so Andy coming up on the timing screens now as a little closer. He's just catching the back end of these guys. Good line by Andy into the energy chain as we see Dafinio still catching up with Leo. Jasko, yeah, what can you say about him? Pulled 5 seconds. It looks like Luke's real struggling. He's come right out the way with a lap down. Hopefully the boys can get it sorted for the feature race for Luke Bennett. He always goes well. At this rate, it does look like he'll be starting at the front for the feature. Of course, we've got a feature which is double the distance of the sprint race. Quick on board van. Oh, he goes very wide. Luke coming way out the way there. Massive respect shown by our Pro A Sports driver. Great sounding car is the Cadillac of Effie. Console's not letting Bruce have it all his own way at the minute. Jasko with the fastest lap at 1:54.6, pulled out 5 seconds to Leo, so Jasko could manage the race from here. Stefano up to it. Looks like he's got a lot closer to the back of Leo. Thank you for the comments, guys. A massive shout out to Rome. Good luck to all the drivers. We've got Jack Davis. Good luck, guys. And Victor. Go, Leo. He's definitely here in them comments, boys. He's putting his pedal to the metal. What's Uniclark up to? He's going backwards. As Luke drops the side, he comes out the way. So Uniclark dropping down the order. Didn't catch that one, but him and Effie were giving us some great footage as we're on board with the console through the Dunlop corner. Coming up to the Schumacher S's. I do want to see what the console's like for the Schumacher S's. As you can see just in front, he's got Bruce and Chili Chills. Last time Chili Chills was out on track was the Nordish Life, and he won that race, I think. Got a good result, real good result. Davino within a second now of Leo. Oh, it looks like Sam. Chili Chills in front, he's got real sideways. Manages to catch the car again. Bruce is going to be all over the back end of him now. See how fast that SLS is in a straight line. Looks like Davino has really catches up to Leo, especially during the NSG chicane coming out of, say, Sector 3. Then they get onto the straight and Leo is absolutely gone. So back for the order now. Effie, P4. Currently good lap set by Effie. Andy, GT3 leader at the minute. Birthday boy tonight, P6. Chasing him down. This will not be over for Andy. He will give it absolutely everything he's got. What is the console up to? The console, Bruce and Chili Chills all side by side. Looks like Bruce has got the inside line, so Chili Chills is probably going to have to concede the position. Is he going to drive around the outside? The console nearly 3 wide, and Bruce cuts it back across the console, delays the steering a little bit. Now the console, very wise there. If you saw what he did, he went to the outside of that corner there, set Bruce up for this one here. If you look now, if he'd have done that the other way around, he'd have the inside for this corner here. I watched Luke do a few laps in his last race here. He did a fantastic job. Bruce now really catching the back end of Sam. What's happening with Andy? He seems to have dropped off the pace a little bit. The console, let's go on board with him. Chili Chills, very sideways. The console did a real good job there not to collect him. Bruce up to Andy again getting going. I did say before the start of this race that Andy really does struggle with back end rear pressures. Uniclark's going to try and get on the back end of these and give us a show. It doesn't matter where you are on this grid, there is always racing between all of the boys. Kenbo into the wall, Kenbo into the wall. Hopefully he can get it going again. Chili Chills. Does look like he's got the car set up very well through that section of track, and you do lose a bit of downforce when it comes to being in this close proximity, so hopefully all the boys can try and keep it clean over the console. Bruce seems to have pulled a little bit of a gap there, giving himself a little bit of breathing room. Andy, bags of pace, just prone to a mistake. Andy must be kicking himself. He started in a real good position through qualifying. Hopefully for the future he can ask his pit crew to actually put some downforce into the rear end of that car. Uniclark, real close. Down into P11. This boy is capable of running at the front of the grid. Look at the drive he gets off there. We're going to go on board with Uniclark as he tries to set that 488 up down the straight. Look at the 488 pulling away from the AMG. He's going to have to go defensive. Uniclark's good on the brakes, good on the brakes. Or, as my American friend says, hard on the brakes, hard on the brakes. Uniclark, P11. Great line by Uniclark there. Is he going to get the drive out of here? Chili Chills are going to have to see him on the inside. Nice driving. Nice driving. He's going to get it done as well. Uniclark. Chili Chills pulls right across onto Uniclark. Uniclark did have the inside of that corner. Now, Chili Chills will have the inside of this one. These boys can't make any more contact. Chili Chills does the right thing there and gets out of it. Sticks it back up. Uniclark P10 inside of a top 10 position. I'm sure Chili Chills want to get that one back. As long as they're clean, no problems with it. As Chili Chills gets very sideways, we've got a yellow flag coming out of the Mercedes arena. On board with Uniclark. What's Andy up to? Jesus Christ, him and Bruce side by side coming into Dunlops. I'm so impressed with Bruce in the SLS, I really am. Last couple of times out, he's been absolutely phenomenal. Andy's stalking that SLS now. We'll go on board with him as they come through the Schumacher S's. Ooh, Bruce does come back across the line a little bit there, but, you know, very, very fair to the pair of them. And Bruce taking a bit of curve there, living dangerously coming through the Michelin curve. Andy gets a little wide. It's alright though. I don't know if he's going to be close enough yet, but it does look like he's gaining speed on that SLS. So is he going to have a go into the NK chicane? He shows him the inside. No reaction from Bruce. Maybe something Andy keeps in mind. Very close there. Andy trying to get the cut back on him. Here we go. He's up the inside, into the last corner, side by side. Bruce is going to have to concede the position, and he does. Andy up to P7. Fantastic racing by the boys. It'll be interesting to see if Bruce can get back in the draft. What's Uniclark up to? We've got a whole train of cars here. Chili Chills, Bammer and Uniclark all within close proximity. It does look as though Chili Chills is suffering with the back end of those tyres. Uniclark is right up on the back of Bammer. Uniclark, of course, absolutely immense on the brakes. He does have to go into the first corner. Ooh, as I say that Lamborghini was absolutely immense too. But does he get it stopped? He does. Bammer also one of the last of the late breakers here. So nice to have everybody watching the YouTube channel. If you could all drop a like while you sat there, it helps the stream massively. Quick on board with our Welsh driver from Swansea, chasing down the console, which is no easy feat. The console usually has that car very, very stable, and Uniclark and Bammer so close together. Uniclark was inside of a top 10 position there, so maybe a mistake by him. Ooh, Scotty and Uniclark. Scotty's pulling up on the back of the console into Dunlop, but I want to have a look at Uniclark. Come on, remain on board. There we go. Looks like Bammer's pulling across the line. Uniclark onto the brakes. It's going to be difficult with Bammer because Bammer is so good on the brakes as well as Uniclark. Oh, as they both sort of get stuck together, can Uniclark save it? He's around in the Dunlop curb. Such a shame to see Uniclark. It just looked like he lost the front end of the car there. No downforce to push the back into the road. Uniclark hopefully can get going again. He'll have Ken for company. The console now hunting down the 488 of Scotty, our man from Swansea. A whole mix of drivers here tonight, great car selections. We've neglected the front runners a little bit, so we'll take a little look back once we have a look at the boys. A bit too far away. What's Dr. Sam up to? A little far away. So, on board with our race leader, Jasko VR. He's got that 5-second gap. It's down to 4 and floats between 4 and 5. I'm almost sure he will be managing the race from here. Very experienced GT3 driver. Hell of a line for the Mercedes arena there. Currently 7 tenths down on what he can do, but the guy has time in hand here, so no need to push too hard. Bruce and Andy, very close together too. Great sounding car is the Lamborghini Huracan, and it looks like the console and Scotty again swapping places a little bit. What's Sam up to? Sam on the inside of Bammer, turn 1. Looks like Bammer's seen him coming. Shows what a wise head he's got on his shoulders there. Delays the steering just a little bit, but can Sam stay in front of our American driver? Bammer known for his out-and-out pace and the LMPs and stuff like that. He's a real good driver, a real good addition to the Rubbins racing crew here. While we're going through the Mercedes arena, I'd like to have a massive congratulations to the Mercedes F1 team on winning the Constructors' Championship at Suzuka today. Also, the guys joining tonight, the next round will be a touring car. Oh, as we see Sam and the console, they're going to be very close. Will the console go defensive into Dunlops? Doesn't look like he does. Sam onto the brakes. Yeah. Console takes a bit of a deeper line. We'll see what sort of run he gets out of it. Ooh, very compromised, so we'll go on board with Bammer as these two battle it out for the Schumacher S's. What a great camera shot we've got here of the boys. Ooh, the console pushes wide, keeps the car going, but we've got these boys side by side now. Maybe Bammer console losing a bit of traction, so Sam up the inside, Bammer trying to stop position, trying to follow him, and he does follow him, and the console answer back. The console, you've got to have to do that off to him. All you want to do is repeatedly stick it back up the inside. Tucks him behind. Oh, the boys are side by side. Coming up into the chicane. Did they get it stopped? Bammer does. Good driving. Trying to set him up. Looks like Bammer got it all wrong there. Over the line. Pushing and using every bit of available track to the guy. With 10 laps down at the minute, and the sun is starting to set. Bammer pulls out of the draft. It's Lambo versus NSX down the main straight here. It does look like that. NSX is tuned really well. Of course, the NSX renowned for its cornering ability, and especially at the hands of someone like Alex, the console. Top bloke. Top driving at the minute. We'll keep on top of that. Let's go and have a look at Leo. What's he up to? Let's go on board with him. Can he see Jasco ahead? Currently with the windscreen, he can just see Jasco ahead, so it's going to be encouraging for our Italian driver there. Difficult one here, TNT7 in the Michelin curves. Coming up now into the Weinsteiner curve. Bit of a crazy one still. Jasco in front. Coming up now onto turn 9, the Advantbogen. Keep on board with him as he comes up to the NRK chicane. Leo has been a real nice addition to the GT3 leagues. Currently first seen him out at Brands Hatch, and he had a hell of a couple of rounds. We'll go and have a look what the boys are doing, fighting over 10th position on board with him. Chili Chills, keeping a top 10 position, currently in 9th as our Bavarian driver. What's Bammer up to coming up on the timing screen? Alex in front. All the boys now with their headlights on, or at least the lads that have got headlights left. I'm so amazed at how clean the sprint race has been so far. Fantastic. Duffinio, what's he up to? Currently, Leo and Jasco have just absolutely pissed off, and Leo is bringing them times down. Really impressive. Bringing them right down. It's dropped from 4 seconds to 2.5. So this race, not over by a long shot, but I do think that if Jasco needs to find that extra little bit of speed, and we see the console and Bammer side by side, these boys are not actually letting one another go. It's great to see the boys arguing over what is 11th and 10th place. Still going at it, still hard. Sam up to really in the draft now. We'll go on board with Sam as he's chasing down Chili Chills. Short blast up into turn 1 here. Looks like Chili Chills has got that straight line speed advantage. Chili Chills taking a defensive line into turn 1. So what can Sam do? Could he set him up for the next corner into the Mercedes arena? Or will Chili Chills go defensive again, try and hold that inside line? As we see in the background there, it looks like these two so close to one another. Bammer maybe struggling in the back end a little bit with the grip, and as I say that, he's gone right round. Does he catch it? He does. The console picking up another space as we're taking a look on board with Sam, still hunting Chili Chills down. Onto the brakes, hard as you like. Then, oh, Chili Chills has lost it. Yellow flag, yellow flag. Chili Chills managed to get it going again, and he has. So, back on board with Duffinio. Duffinio currently has 5 seconds to Effie, that Cadillac in P4. Great sounding little car that is. It's absolutely fantastic to see him out on track doing well. What's Andy up to? He's coming up on the timing board, so Uber. I think he was inside of a top 10 position. He could have been about 9th, I think, and that's our race. I've missed the bloody thing going across. Jasco across the line. Leo comes across the line too, so P1 and P2, good driving by them. Duffinio comes across for the podium finish. Duffinio, our Czech driver from Olomouc, doing a hell of a job there. Effie's going to take P5, cross the line. We've got racing going on with Andy and Uber. Effie, P4. Is Uber going to manage to hold on to P5? Andy really in the draft now. Andy managed to get the back end in check. It does so. Uber's going to hold on to top 5 position. It's really, really nice to see our Dutch driver there taking home a good position. Where's Bruce? Bruce and of course Effie, the reserve drivers for tonight, having a hell of a time there and across the line. P7 for Bruce. Scotty, our man from Swansea. P8. Sam now coming around the last curve. Good racing by the boys. They're giving them a hell of a show, these guys. Sam across the line. P9. Chili Chills will take on the last top 10 position. Some great points by the lads. What's Bammer up to? Bama's gonna look, yeah, he's definitely got P11. The boy looks like he's got shitloads more pace in that car. The console across the line, P12. He's gonna start at the sharp end of the grid for next time around. Uni Clark in the background there. Disappointing race for Uni Clark. Has been doing so well the last couple, so I'm hoping with the double the distance we're going to have like a 25-26 lap race for the future. Stick with us on YouTube while we get it all sorted out. Kembo out of the last curve, coming across the line is our man from Pennsylvania. And there we have it. Some fantastic racing really throughout the grid. It's been fantastic to watch the guys towards the top 10 positions really battle it out, not giving each other an absolute inch. It looks like Jasko VR is going to take home fastest lap, so that's an extra point for the guy. Good to see. Leo, P2, and Dauphinio, one of our staff members there, taking on the last podium spot. So of course, the race is going to be a reverse style grid. So it would have been Luke Bennett, our Pro Esports driver, on first, with Kembo following second. We'll get that set up. Please stick with us as we get this sorted out. Okay, so we'll go up on board with Ken, who's just now starting to see the back of the field form up. It's great, fantastic to watch these boys coming down here a bit. It seems like console a little bit laggy at the minute. Hopefully that doesn't affect too much the boys there. So Kenbo coming up into the NKK chicane. We'll go and have a look at the back of the grid. So they should all be side by side at the minute. Give each other plenty of room coming through the chicane. Hell of a view that one is, guys, seriously. It's such a pleasure to watch the boys do this properly. Give each other the room for the chicane. Wow. So we will have a look with Kembo. Right, all the boys now side by side. Looks like Chili Chills has got a bit of a gap there. He needs to pull it in. So Kembo's going to dictate the race pace now as they come through the last corner. All the boys very close to each other. Kembo just about to come across the line. Kembo's gone. It's green light here for our feature race at the Nurburgring GP circuit. Looks like Kembo's going to cover that line. Uber in the background, very, very squiggly, but he hopefully gets it stopped on the brakes. We will take a bit further look back. Uber onto the brakes now. Ooh, Uber gets it wrong, and he's took Scotty with him, it looks like. They've got a hit there, but it's nothing doing. The boys back on it, back on the pace now. Jasko up into P9. Wow, the lad's on a charge. Hopefully the boys all get it sorted out. Andy up on the inside there, really, really trying to hassle Bama. Andy P6, well, he doesn't have the inside for this corner though, and he's got a Ferrari there as Bama goes very wide, and he gets a bit of a kick up the arse for his struggles. Looks like that downforce is working well. Chili Chills takes the middle of the track. Andy up his inside though, he needs to see him. He did do. Fantastic by the boys. Side by side coming through the... Oh, and as we see in the background, we have a Lambo, all sorts of side with Jasko P7. We'll keep on board with these lads. Keep a little look back. Look at the boys. Jasko is not going to have the outside into the Michelin corner. Bruce shows him the inside though. They give each other the room, which is lovely to see. Jasko maybe a little bit too deep there. Coming off his line. Bruce go very sideways. Jasko back up the inside. Boys are side by side for the Schumacher S's. Something's got to give. Bruce slots in back behind him. Leo's not wanting Jasko to get away at all. Wow, Leo's got a right drive off the Schumacher S's. Bruce is going to lose another spot, I think. Oh, as they come side by side, Jasko's going to lose the back of the car. He catches it. Dauphinio, in preparation for trying to keep out of the rear there, caught himself out. So Kembo has Uniclark and the console for company. Where is Sam? Here we go. Uber chasing down Jasko. Then we've got Demar in front in the GTR as Uber gets very deep on the brakes and hits Demar. He's going to have to give Demar that position. Demar takes the position back. Uber back on the track now. Good to see the lads all behaving themselves properly. Bruce on the inside of Jasko. Jasko going backwards, of course, after his spin there. We're going to go on board with Effie because this is going to be... Oh, as Effie gets it wrong as well. The lads are all over the bloody place at the minute at the back. Come on, boys. Let's sort ourselves out. We're a bit stuck here. We're through. Jasko really suffering. Jasko hopefully gets back on the pace. He's got bags of room as Jasko. Bags of pace. This one not over by a long shot. And as I say that, Uniclark, our man from Swindon, takes provisional fucking first place. Guys had a hell of a first lap. That Merc, though, does look like very, very loose. And all the while, Andy's checking these lads out. Ooh, the console at the inside of Ken. Just can't see him. He does indeed. Delays the steering. Good driving by our American driver there. Slotting in back behind. Will he ever go back up into the green? Nah, I think it's better of it. Leo up the inside. On the outside of Chili Chills. Good driving. He gets a hit for his foot. He's going to have to give that position back. Chili Chill. Leo's gone round. Leo's going to have to wait for the field to go around. Such a shame to see. Chilly Chills. As Leo goes a bit sideways, gets tapped from behind. All the boys having to sort themselves out. Andy now with Kembo in his sights. All the boys back there having a hell of a time, like Jasko VR with bags and bags of pace. Through no fault of his own, gets a little sideways. Leo's going to have the bit between his teeth here. He is not going to be happy. Who's going to take the first pit stop? Beautiful line by all the boys going through the Schumacher S's there. I think Andy's really coming up on the back of Ken now. Ken very loose through the turns 8 with the Warnster curve. Andy shows him in the inside. Kenbo sees him. I think he got off the throttle there by the sound of it as well. We'll go trackside as they come into the chicane. Yep. That position done. Andy on to P3 as Dufinio, as we see, goes very sideways, arguing there, I think, with Bruce on track. So these boys definitely with their elbows out for this future race. What's Ubar like on the brakes? Can he get it stopped this time? He does indeed. That bloody Mercedes looks beat up. Andy into the pit, so Andy takes his pit stop. And a look back through the field at these guys. Some of the people very close. Scotty and Demar side by side. See what sort of power that GTR's got in it. Good lap by Linsfoot, but obviously still sorting themselves out. So Andy into the pit, Bammer into the pit. Real good decision to come out the way of the guys here. Dr. Sam up into 4th place, hunting down Kembo. Kembo still up in a good position at the minute, but dropping back just a little bit. The console now with Uniclac in his sights, of course. Console, our man from Norwich, he loves to go wheel to wheel, and he's having his wish tonight. Uniclac, our man from Swindon, is a very experienced driver, and again has been improving a lot when it comes to the GT classes. It's great to see. Looks like he's going to get a good drive off here. Of course, in the NSX, down on power compared to the LNG, but looking at Alex go, you would never know. Thought he was going to show him the inside. Uniclac goes a little defensive. What's Demar up to? Demar with Scotty still with him. Jasko looks like he's on the back of him as well. So Jasko, with the bit between his teeth, he's got a real fast guy in front of him with Dufinio. Looks like Uber comes ultra defensive there. Ooh, Dufinio loses the front, catches it again. Good line. These are so close as well. So Demar chasing down Chilly Chills. Chilly Chills, of course, has just received a yellow marker. He needs to watch himself in this race, otherwise he was going to get called in for a drive-through. Of course, collecting Jasko. Don't think there was any intent from it, but did collect him as we see the console getting so close to Uniclac. Up the inside, into the NGK chicane. Console thinks better of it. Uniclac still holding P1 as we see Sam and Ken very sideways, and then we've got Chilly Chills and Demar also very sideways as well. Ooh, and Chilly Chills gets it wrong again and takes him. Chilly Chills, you'll be taking a drive-through in a minute. That's the 3rd time I've seen you do it, but it's not going to work for a 4th. You will take a drive-through. Watching the console on the back end of Uniclac. We'll go a little further back. What is Scotty up to? He has that GTR hassling the back end of him like crazy. Of course, in the background there, Chilly Chills has Uber and Dufinio for company. We're just keeping on board with our Welshman here, seeing what sort of a line he gets. So, has the inside. Will he pull across? I think he does. Jasko, Dufinio, all very close together. Looks like Uber's through. Chilly Chills needs to behave himself through this section of track. If there's any more contact, he's going to take a drive-through penalty. Dufinio past Jasko. Jasko back on the pace again. Ken loses it. Yellow flag coming through the turn 3. Yellow flag, turn 3. Yellow flag. Demar, okay, yep. Kembo extra careful, joining back on the track. Demar now really hassling the back end of Scotty. Chilly Chills with Leo on the outside of him. Looks like Leo's going to get the drive off that corner. It doesn't. He's going to drag Jasko with him. Chilly Chills wanting to impress in his home race, but there's a way about going about it, and that's definitely not the way. Jasko through. Looks like Bruce has caught up with these also. Kembo, P6 at the minute. Demar real close to the back end of Scotty. These guys have been hassling each other for the last 5 laps now. Keep an eye on Andy as well. Also took his pit stop through the Warwickshire curve. Ooh, that GTR gets such a drive off there. Scotty loses a bit of momentum. They are side by side coming up into the advance button. The GTR seems to have it. We'll go on board with Scotty in the bumper. GTR comes out the way of the draft. Good line by Demar through there. In the background, Chili Chills is still trying to hunt down Definio. Definio with Uber in front of him. Of course, both these guys, staff members here at Rubbins Racing, not giving each other an inch. It looks like Chili Chills in the background is about to come into the pit. Uber struggling through the last curve. We'll go on board with Definio. Look how fast that AMG is. Good lap by Definio last time round. Into turn 1, shows him the inside. Uber goes defensive. Of course, can make the one move to defend the corner. It looks like he's running wide. Come on, car. Uber back across, side by side through the Mercedes corner. These boys giving us a hell of a show. Definio loses the back end but catches it again. Good save by our very experienced driver there. Definio with a bit between his teeth. Chili Chills into the pit, Leo into the pit, Effie into the pit. Always a good idea for the first couple of laps to get into the pit and come out the way of traffic. You're going to lose more time actually into the air of people in front of you. Coming in early will get you outside of the traffic. Bruce pulling up onto the back of Scotty. Scotty, our man from Wannsee, had a difficult time last out in Branzat. He's looking for his pit crew to do a better job this time and service him properly. Hard on the brakes. Hard on the brakes. Kenbo holding a top 10 position. Got a healthy gap back to Andy, but of course needs to pit. Looks like Uniclark and the console have swapped over positions. We catch that one, but Alex currently P1 in that NSX. It's going on a little further back. Bammer and looks like Chili Chills are very close to one another as well. So Bammer having a struggling time. Bammer trying to, of course, keep with Andy. Andy serving his pit stop. The console P1. I don't think Uniclark for 1 second is going to let him have it. They're going to drive their socks off coming through the Coca-Cola curve now. We'll stick on board with Uniclark, see what sort of power that AMG has got compared to the NSX. They'll say that Bruce looks very close. Demar into the pit. Scotty, I thought he was going to come and cover the line there. He does go take a bit of a tighter line into that one. What's Jasko up to? Jasko pointing in the right direction now inside of a top 10 position. Demar into the pit. Ooh, up in front. Who have we got there? Bruce Law out of the draft to Scotty. Scotty cannot defend turn 1. Is he going to hang it on the outside? Keep it there and try and keep the line into turn 2. I think Scotty tried the undercut. He's tried the undercut. Oh, Bruce, Scotty still side by side. Giving each other the room and respect that they deserve. Kenbo into the pit. Our American driver from Pennsylvania taking an early stop there. Oh, Definio. Oh, as close as you like. Good driving by him. And what a hell of a drive he got off that corner there. Sorry about the camera angle, boys. If there was ever a race and ever any footage to show you what Rubbins Racing is all about, this is it with the boys. So close to each other. Look at the boys we've got. Jasko, Scotty, Definio. So close to one another. And I believe it's Bruce heading up that little train there. Looks like Bammer and Demar very close to each other too. Demar, of course, taking his pit stop. But look, judging by the back of that car, looks like it's very loose on that GTR. And Bammer gets very, very, very close to the back end of the car there. It would have been a bit of contact. We've gone on board with Jasko. Bit of a smashed headlight there. Thank you for the comments, boys. Appreciate it massively. It looks like Uniclark's got a little closer than we have it going today. It's a little too far off by the looks of it. It's Jasko up to Scotty. Got to hold your hat off to him. Doing a fantastic job at the minute. Ooh. Jasko so much faster coming through turn 8 there. So something Jasko maybe needs to keep in mind. We'll go on board with him. Will Scotty go defensive? It doesn't look like it. So onto the brakes now. Scotty very good on the brakes there. Uniclark in the draft of that NSX. The NSX very much impressing at the minute. Who's that? That's Scotty going into the pit with Uber. So that's kind of released these boys a little bit. We'll go on board with Definio as he chases down Bruce. Bruce, of course, the reserve driver for tonight, doing a fantastic job. Big shout out to Kenny Smith. Boogity boys, let's go racing. Victor Valancourt. The entire county is cheering for you, Leo. Leo with massive support there. Ingrid Zuri, go Uber, go Uber. Uber into the pit at the minute. We'll keep an eye on him when he gets back out, but Uber with a lot of support there. Demobi Racing, good job, guys. Well, Demobi's been represented at the minute. There is a GT car out on track. Chili Chills managed to sort himself out again. Bammer now Coming up on the back end of the mile, there is that GTR Demobi, one of our mods at Rubbing Racing. I'd be happy to see that car out on track. Jasko now. Just then exited the Mercedes arena. He's living dangerously there, putting a wheel on the grass. Go on board of him. Bruce doing a fantastic job. Uniclark within half a second now of our race leader, Alex the Console, doing a fantastic job. It looks like Uber and Bama very close. Uber getting a bit wide, but still holding a top 10 position at the minute. Good to see our Dutch driver from Dreef showing what he's made of. Of course, Uber with Ingrid Zui shouting out for him, so we'll keep on top of it. What's Jasko up to? Oh, and we've just had reports from the stewards in the pit lane that Uber didn't manage to get it stopped in time, so he has a 10-second penalty. We'll keep on top of that. That's a shame to see, but Uber's still in a top 10 position. Demobi on stream, loving the fact that there's a GTR out there. We'll keep on board with Jasko. I do want to see what Uniclark's up to at the minute, but can he get in the draft of him coming up into the chicane? Looks like Uniclark's lost a little time. Uniclark into the pit, that would explain it. Jasko now onto the brakes. There's not much in it between them two. Bama, what's happening with him? He's got that GTR. Oh, the Leo. I know he's taking his pit stop. Currently 2 seconds behind our Welshman from Swansea. Navigating Michelin now. The difficult one. Coming up into the washer curve. Look how close these boys are to each other. He gets a good drive off there. Jasko. No, it's Leo. Yeah. Looks like Scotty does struggle through that section of the track. Scotty with a little flash of the headlights, realising that Leo's outside of him. He's going to have the inside for this one. We'll keep on board with the boys. Chills with a grand old view of this fight. Scotty holds the inside. He does get a little tap for his pleasure there. Scotty, P12. Our Welshman from Swansea not having an easy night. Made even harder, of course, by coming backwards across the grid. It's good to see our Welshman out there, though, still going out. Where's Bruce? What's he up to? Jasko, P4. Definio, P3. You've got to remember, guys, that these boys started from the back of the grid. Definio, our Czech driver from Olomouc, staff member here at RR Racing. So he's a fan of the track, and we've got a bit of racing going off back there. Chills and Scotty very close to each other. Go trackside through the Mercedes arena. Effie in the background too. What's Jasko up to? He seems to be catching a little bit up with Definio, which is no mean feat. Definio is absolutely immense in that Hurricane. Quick look at our timings. Dr. Sam has inherited second place. Of course, still pit stops to be done. Quick look at the timing boards. It looks like Demar has also got a speeding penalty in the pit lane. We're just getting reports from the pit crew. He has indeed, so Demar and Dubar with a 10-second penalty. Chills now. Very close to all these guys. That's cool to see. The CFE, the Cadillac in the background. Jasko. Let's go on board with him as he tries and hunt him down. Uniclark, our race leader, into the pit. So where's Dr. Sam? He's going into the pit too. So Definio looks like he's going to inherit first place. Definio, of course, has got Jasko with him. He's not going to have it all his own way. We'll go on board with Jasko as they come at start finish. He gets very squirrely. Good save by Jasko VR. Hell of a save. There's Uniclark still in the pit stop. Not made it yet. Bruce is going to come by. He's going to be in a podium spot. Is that man there? Jesus Christ. Good going. We'll take a look back. What's Effie up to? Effie, Chills, Scotty, all together. The sun is setting. This isn't going to be easy for the boys now. So, Definio, P1. Jasko, P3. Bruce in the SLS, P3. I imagine, had a look of it, there's going to need to be some pit stops because they're slightly far off. But mind you, I think that is just a track error there. Keep on board with Effie. Chills into the pit, I think for the second time tonight. So, served his drive through. Of course, here at Rubbins Racing, we try and keep it as clean as we possibly can and as fair as we can to every driver out on track. Jasko catching up. Jasko, of course, with no headlights left, so he might struggle when it drops him. Starts to drop a bit. Chills into the pit. Scotty and Effie very close to each other. We've gone board with Scotty. He's got Andy in his sights. Andy, our man from Watford, current GT3 champion, point leader at the minute, but may change by the end of this race. Of course, massive shout out to Leo, who is helping out with the standings and amongst other stuff, helping the GT3 run smoothly. Jasko now within 6/10 of Definio. So we have a battle on here, and it looks like Andy, is he caught up to the back of Uber? I think he has. We'll go on board with our man here. Of course, in the sprint race. Andy struggling with the back end of that car, has begged his pit crew to put a bit more downforce into it. So we'll have a look through Michelin curve, see what it's like. Oh mate, that looks so much more planted. Currently with 42 litres on board. Uber pulling right up on the board, and Bammer now. Uber through the Schumacher S's. Oh, as he gets sideways, he manages to catch it. They're both onto the grass. Where's Andy in all this? Andy has a great view of it. Uber back on track, so's Bammer. Uber looking to the outside now. Go on, Uber. Hell of a move there. Coming up into turn 6. Does Bammer see him on the outside? Bammer see him on the outside. Uber has to get out of it a little bit. Oh, Andy on the back end of these. Side by side. Uber's got Andy on the inside of him, coming through the Nurburgring. Does Uber see him? I think he does. Oh, the boys need to give each other room. They need to get out of it. Andy does. Andy gets back out of it. And it looks like Uber twatted the back end of Bammer a little bit. So the boys all getting caught out a little bit here. I think Uber's wanting to give Bammer the place back. It's a twat for his trouble there. Uber, come on, buddy. Keep it going, my friend. Coming through the last corner now. Uber being very, very fair with Bammer there. He wants to get the position back. Got caught out on the braking. He's, of course, our member there of the Rubbings Racing team, being as fair as you like. Props off to Uber. Massive respect as he pulls over on Leo a little bit. Leo living dangerously as Dr. Sam and Jasko VR fighting up for 5th position. This 3.1 mile track built in 1984. Of course, 150,000 person capacity this arena, and tonight we've got the whole place packed, jammed. Oh, is that going sideways? It's Andy. Andy has made a mistake. Can he keep all the P10? Andy going again. Andy, our current GT3 leader. And we've just got reports from the pit crew that Andy's radiator has closed up too much. He's going to need to come into the pit and get it fixed if he's going to remain in this race. Andy cannot afford to lose that many points. Andy, you can come back in the pit, fix the radiator, buddy, and come back out. It's going to have to be done, or you're going to lose every other position. Apparently, Andy's car, the engine's gone on Andy's car. The engine has gone, so Bammer in front of him. That's such a shame to see our man from Watford struggling there. Hopefully he can try and coast it to the pits. We're getting reports that it's impossible for him to come back. Yeah, you can go to 100. You'll get points for a 1 to 15. I wouldn't advise completely quitting out on it, mate. You're the leader, man. I'd do everything you can to try and score some points and keep it out there, bro. Seriously. I know it's a bummer. Definio, P1, with a 6-second gap to Bruce. Such a shame. Andy with the downforce on his car, managing to pull out a lot more better time this time. Uniclark, our man from Swindon, P3. Then the console. 3 seconds behind that little train of cars there. Bit of a gap between the boys. Jasko a further 7 seconds behind. Where's Dr. Sam in all this? There we go with the GTR being represented here. Demar doing a good job, P7. That GTR feathering the throttle round the Mercedes corner. Effie now also entering Mercedes-Benz. Scotty, our Welshman from Swansea in the background, inside of a top 10 position. Leo P11 has had a tough old race this time around. Good to see him keeping going. Good to see him with his head down, still battling out. He's got Bammer in his sights. It won't be long till he's got him. Uber again, coming through the Mercedes arena. Turn 2, up into turn 3. On board with our Dutch driver from Droof now. Takes a very wide line into there, but gets a hell of a run out there. Leo now pulling right on top to the back of Bammer. I think that's only going to be a matter of time for our Italian driver there. No, actually, we'll go back on that one. Leo is our Brazilian driver, driving out of France. Won the feature at Brands Hatch, the GT3, and came second in the sprint race. So good point scoring from him. What's Andy up to? Still not pitted. Reports through that the car is about to blow up. You can see the temperature on that car is at 161 degrees. Take a look at Kembo in the AMG. It's 217, Chili Chills 204, so you could just see how much that car's struggling. Bammer now. Looks like Leo got the position done. Bammer is out very wide onto the Michelin curve. Obviously gets it done. Sorry, coming into the Michelin curve. As you can see, the night time starting to set, and all these boys without headlights are going to struggle just a little bit. Where we got Gats here? The console. Trying to chase down Uniclark for the last podium spot of the night. And for a second there, we're getting a little laggy problems. It looked like the console had gone off, but no. Just our point of view there. So the console with a bit between his teeth, currently 3 seconds behind Uniclark. I can tell you right here and now that the console is going to want that position. He's going to want that podium spot. It's Leo up to on board with him now, chasing down that Cadillac. It's such a great car to see out on track. A bit of an unusual one, but it's good to see the reserve driver there doing a good job. While I've got all eyes and ears on the race, bitches, shout out to the community at Lovers Racing. Every single member makes it to what it is. An absolutely fantastic community to be a part of. Please come and join the Discord. Please drop us a like here if you're watching the video. It helps us all out tremendously to promote the channel. Massive shout out to all of our members of staff that do an absolutely fantastic job behind the scenes. While we've got everybody here, I'd like to shout out to Andy. His 22nd birthday today. Congratulations, my friend, made another year. Currently, at the minute, Andy in P1 in the standings with 112 points. Then, 10 points back is Jasko VR, but doesn't half look like he's going to close up on Andy tonight. Duffinio is P3 in the standings. Then we've got Luke and Leo, who are joint fourth, it looks like, but Luke, of course, missing out in the sprint and completely missing from the feature. Then we've got Bruce in as holding P5, 7 points back would be Scotty and Bammer on 50 points apiece. So Bammer at the minute in P11, Scotty in P8. So these boys are really going to close each other up on the championship. Also, a massive shout out to Ubar, who rounds off our top 10 position inside the standings with 47 points. It's so close between all of the boys back there. Ubar pulling up on the back of Bama now. Both headlights on. We are pitch black here at the Nurburgring. Lap 14. We have 10 laps to go. 10 laps to go. Massive shout out to Ubar, who runs the LMP1 League on a Saturday. A couple of changes and a bit of news to follow this race on his league. All the boys, the member of staff's trying to help out as much as possible to promote the league and make it as good as they can. On board with Leo coming up the start finish. Of course, distance from the grid from the starting spot is 260 metres, so from here to the front, 260 metres. That Cadillac looks so fast in a straight line. Ubar now, side by side with Bammer, coming up the start finish. Ubar with a bit between his teeth, really going for it. Looks like Jasko's pulled up on the console. Ubar's going to have the inside line into turn 1. Looks like Ubar's got it done. Good line by our Dutch driver there. Jasko VR trying to hunt down the console. The console, I would have thought he'd pulled right up on Uniclark, but Uniclark holding the P1 spot. What's Andy up to? Still in this one. Looks like he's managed to cool that car down a bit. It's not 160 degrees like it was, but at the back of the grid, struggling with engine damage. Last time we checked in, it was over 60-70%. That car, not too much in it. Let's have a look trackside. Wow, Leo's definitely caught up with that Cadillac now, and the Cadillac in front has Scotty to deal with too. So Jasko weighing up Alex. As we're looking at Alex, is a little laggy, so Jasko's going to be extra cautious as they're coming through the Advanbergen corner now. What's Leo up to? Has he pulled up on him? So Leo, Effie on Scotty. Effie looks like he's gaining on Scotty actually. Bammer and Andy very close to one another too. Looks like Andy's pulling right up on Ubar. Of course, this is the battle of the mods here. 2 members of staff that make the wheels go around. Fantastic driving by the boys. Unfortunately, Andy's having overheating problems with that Ferrari. He definitely looks a lot more stable though, so that's something to keep in mind as Demar pulls up on the back of Dr. Sam. What's Jasko up to? Jasko, the console goes defensive. It's really difficult for Jasko to try and determine where that NSX is. I'm sure Alex is going to give Jasko props to that. Difficult on stream to know where he is, but currently inside of a top 5 position as we're just having a look at Leo, Effie and Scotty. We're going to have on board with Leo, so we'll watch these 2 in front. Effie and Scotty side by side. Looks like Effie's going to have the inside line, but if Scotty could just hold it on the outside, he will have... Go trackside. Leo trying to set them both up. Scotty not willing to give that position up. That Cadillac sounds awesome once it pins off the limiter. Looks like Andy's very, very close to Ubar too. We'll keep an eye on the boys. Ubar runs very wide into turn 1, but collects it back up. Look at these. Now you cannot make this up. With 15 laps down. Oh, the Cadillac gets a little off curve. looks like Scotty's through. That Cadillac needs to be very careful as they come back on each other. Leo, with a very wise head on his shoulders, decides that that is not the place that he wants to try and make that move. The Cadillac again now having a go to Scotty up the inside of Michelin curve, turn 5. Hopefully the boys see one another, they do. I'm so impressed of how good Effie is on the brakes there. Scotty tucks up behind, Leo having a fantastic view of these boys fighting. I hope, if anything, with Leo being one of the front runners, usually when he's out on track here towards the back end of the grid, he's still got a massive smile on his face as the boys try and tackle the last couple of laps of this race. Looks like Leo just lost a little bit of ground there to Scotty coming through there. It's not easy following a car for the Schumacher S's at all. Demar now. Sam in his sights. That GTR sounds fantastic. Within a second now of Dr. Sam. And far closest Leo. Looks like Effie's got plenty of room in that car. As soon as you get onto a straight. Ooh, Leo. Very late on the brakes. I thought for a second he wasn't going to be able to get it stopped. Good driving by all of these boys. We'll have a quick check on Demar again. Ooh, turn 1. Sam goes defensive. Demar sees it, tries to go around the outside. Back to our boys there. In the draft, it looks like Effie's got a bit of a lead, so he's not going to be too hassled into that corner. So we'll keep on board with Demar. Demar and Sam into the Mercedes arena. And turn 2, both of them navigated that very well. Turn 3, done. Coming up. Fantastic driving by these boys there, where they're coming up on now. Into the Ford curve. Good line by both of these. Now into the Ford curve. Looks like Demar's just trying to weigh Sam up a little bit. Sam might have to go defensive into the Dunlop curve. Effie spun. We've got reports that Effie has spun around. Demar with a what looks like a flash of the headlights there. He's alright doing it once, but he can't keep flashing the headlights. It's against the rules here, especially at night. It's very off-putting. But Demar graciously allows Sam back through. What's Leo up to? Wow, so close to the back of Scotty now. We'll keep on board with Leo. Fantastic driving. Scotty holds a very tight line through there. We will keep on board with the boys. Looks like Andy and Ubar is very close. Yep, Andy trying to hunt down Ubar there. Of course, Ubar P11, Andy P12. Leo still within striking distance. Demar still trying to work out a way around that 488. No mean task. Has to get on the brakes quite a few times there. He's so much faster than that 488 from the chicane, so it's something that Demar needs to keep in mind. He could probably make a move there if we look on board with Leo. Will Scotty defend the line? It looks like he has. Yeah, definitely made it life hard for Leo there coming through that section of track. As we see, Jasko seems to have caught really up with that, so Jasko would like to see this battle happening. These are for podium spots, big points for the boys here. Leo up to Leo, all over the back end of Scotty. Scotty with a good straight line speed in that lot, but Leo pulls out. Maybe trying to do him on the brakes into turn 1. Here we go. Scotty fantastic on the brakes there, so hard for Leo to really make a move, but Leo very good through the twisty stuff. Demar now, looks like he got it wrong, kissed the back end of Sam. Sam seems to have slowed it down a little bit. He has, and he lets Demar through. Demar P6, good driving by both those lads. Look at Jasko all the while. Through the Schumacher S's. Does Jasko struggle in the dirt yet? Looks like a little bit of understeer, but nothing the lad can't handle. Sam not wanting to give that P6 position up at all. Ooh, it looks a bit of an handful, does that GTR around the Dunlop curve there, turn 5, going to look into the Schumacher S's. We've got a battle on for P11 apparently. It looks like Uber sees Andy up the inside, delays the steering a little bit. Andy very wide though, coming off the end of there, so hopefully no slowdown. Andy getting the move done, progressing. Leo still trying to work out a way around Scotty. We're looking at Sam now, coming through the Weinsteiner curve, turn 8. Maybe a little too far off there to do anything about it. Jasko now, out of the last turn. Uni Clark in his sights. Uni Clark impressing to hell the last couple of rounds. He's currently holding P3, a podium spot. I know the guy is really going to want to try and keep hold of that. Jasko not quite close enough to have a go, and endanger that into that corner. Effie Wow, with onboard with Effie looking at Leo and Scotty in front. Leo gets it done. Leo into P8. Leo with an honourable drive there, you know, the amount of times he could have... Scotty comes back at him. Good drive by our Welsh driver there. Into the Coca-Cola curve now. Leo gets a good drive out of that corner. Oh, he's up the outside of him, so Scotty's going to hold the inside line for this one. Jasko very close now to Uniclark, so Scotty's going to have the inside. Just a quick look at these boys, because they are very close. Sorry about the camera, boys. I just wanted to see how close they were, and it looks like Leo's got very sideways. Effie, very smart man, didn't keep going. Andy, P11. Can Andy get himself in a top 10 position? He's only 4 seconds off these guys, and a slight mistake by the boys in front. And Sam goes very sideways. Yellow flag coming through the Ford curve. Where's Scotty in all this? Hopefully he doesn't get collected too much. Uber not wanting to give P11 up at all. He is hunting down our man from Watford there. Not giving him an inch. Looks like Uniclark's managed to get a bit of breathing distance between all these guys. So back with Uber. Dutch driver from Retrieve. Navigated Mercedes arena pretty well. Keeping that back end in check. Andy doing a fantastic job to drag himself back up the order again. Of course, took an early pit stop. It's Leo up to coming back on the timing screens there. He's got a bit of work to do to get back on the back end of Scotty. Of course, the boys very close to one another. So, as you were at the minute, Uniclark holding the last podium spot. Let's go on board with Jasko as he tries to get in the draft of that AMG. Look how fast Uniclark is. Watch that AMG. Bye-bye. It makes it so difficult for him to make a move onto the brakes. A little far away there. We're 18 laps down, 4 laps left of this race. So close. The boys doing a fantastic job. Bit of radio chatter through there. Some of the boys a bit slower than other people think. Bammer into the pit. I think that's probably why. Jasko hunting down Uniclark now. Looks like Jasko has got the pace in him. It's just that AMG is very, very quick. On track side. Look at how close. What is to the back of Leo. Effie not wanting to give that position up. What's Demar up to coming up on the time screens? The console doing a fantastic job in P5. Couple of seconds. Ooh, this is heating up. Good line by both of our drivers through the Dunlop curve now, coming up into the Schumacher S's. Uniclark still holding that P3 position, but Jasko for company. Uniclark, bit of a deeper line into that one. Is he going to be compromised? Coming to the Michelin curve now. Not on your life. Good on the brakes. Andy, 4 seconds behind Effie. Effie has Leo. Oh, Andy's going to have the position done. Effie's gone sideways, just coming out of the Ford curve. So it looks like Andy's going to be up into P11. He is. Back on board with Leo. A bit too far away to make any impact there. Demar still trying to chase down that spot. Jasko, we're going to stick with our fight here. Bruce into the pit. Bruce into the pit. And only just into the pit too. So these boys are going to have this position done. So Jasko is going to be on a podium spot now. I'm sure Jasko is going to want second place from Uniclark. He's drove absolutely fantastic. But will Bruce manage to get himself back out in front of the console? That's the thing. So the console just coming up into the chicane now. Bruce still not in his pit stop, I think. Keep on board with Demar. Demar on the console. Bruce up to just coming in now. So Demar, where are these boys? The console with Demar. Just coming through the last curve. Bruce get going again. Looks like a bit of a longer stop. He's allowed to go, but is he going to get out? He's still being held. What is going on there with that car? That's a slow stop by the boys. Is he going again? No, he's not letting him out. I think it's the car behind you. I think Bammer is being released. Bammer needs to set going. Bammer's out. He's probably going to let you out now. Bruce loses out big time there. Demar and the console side by side. That's such a shame. Bruce doing a fantastic job there. Having to come in and pit, getting held in the pit stop, so no fault of his own. That GTR hassling the back end of console, but the console knows where to stick the car to make it as difficult as possible. Still checking out Jasko and Uniclark. All the while, Dafinio pulling a hell of a gap, 25 seconds, so I'm not sure. Go trackside for the Schumacher S's, side by side. Side by side, Jasko thinks better of it, tucks back in. Demar very close as well to the back of the console. There's going to be a move here. There's surely going to be a move very soon coming up into the Dunlop curve. Nope, console goes defensive, so there's not going to be anything there. Back with Demar on the console. Wow. That NSX lagging a little bit, making it very difficult. Definio into the pit. Our race leader. Always a quick pit stop for him. So Uniclark and Jasko. Jasko shows him the inside. Uniclark, very brave lad, comes back across. So Definio still not in. Now are these boys on track? I think Uniclark's going to inherit first place here. Where's Definio? Just into the pit road now. So Uniclark coming down the pit straight. Is Definio going again? He is. This is going to be close. Look on the left-hand side here. Look on the right. Where is he? There he is. There's Definio. They've come out into turn one. Wow. Definio's, how many places are going to lose? He's got the inside here. So Uniclark gets P1. Definio with cold tyres. Not wanting to give this one up. Jasko on the inside of Definio. So Definio losing out a little bit there. But all these boys in close proximity to each other. This is fantastic. With a couple of laps to go, Definio gets a little sideways. With a couple of laps to go, look how close all these boys are. This is first, second and third. These boys don't want to take each other out here. They have some real good competitors behind them. Can't afford to make a mistake. Quick check on what Demar's up to with the console. These two fighting like hell through the Mercedes arena. Do want to keep on board though with, oh, it looks like that GTR is just a lot better through that section of track. Up the inside. Definio managing to get going again and go on board with him as they come through the Dunlop curve. You can't make this stuff up, ladies and gentlemen. P1, P2, P3. All of these guys deserve to win the race, but they can of course only be one winner. And with, by the looks of the sprint race, Jasko has bags of pace in him. As we take a look at Demar, closing right up on the back of the consoles, really struggled to try and make a way past Andy now. On the back end of these guys, look at Effie. Take a look at Effie. He's got Andy in front of him. Andy and then Scotty. Scotty has Bruce in front of him. Of course, Bruce really lost out in the pit stops. Let's have a look. The console now pushed out the way at Dunlop Curve. Demar very sportingly gives the position back. Definio really on the back end of the Mercedes there. Again, massive shout out to Uniclark for the improvements and the leaps he's given in the last few rounds. Looks like Demar is also trying to go for goal. There's nowhere for Definio to go there. Going to go rash tracking, so we've got a straight sprint. These boys are going to drag it out up into turn one. Uniclark will have the inside. Keep with these lads. This is going to play into the hands of Jasko. Definio tries to cut back. This is going to allow these guys to really push away. And I just want a quick look at these boys. Yeah, back to them. Andy now with Effie all over the arse end of him. Look how close these guys are. Where is Andy in this? Andy in the top 10 position now. The boys so close to one another, but I do want to stick aboard with Definio. Side by side with Uniclark. Side by side. Coming up into the Ford curve, Definio very wide. Probably going to have to tuck in behind, and he does. Look how close these boys are. Some massive respect being shown. The AMG with bags of pace. Will he go defensive? Good on the brakes though. So we're checking a look at Effie, who pulled right up onto the back of Andy there. Andy has Scotty in his sights. Seems that the car's cooled down a little bit. I think the temperature at night's really come to Andy's aid there. If it was blistering hot, then he'd be... well, that car would have blown up. I think the temperature's really helped him. Definio still hunting Uniclark down. This is the battle for second. Jasko managing to pull a 2.5 second gap. It's Leo up to Leo with Sam in front of him. Sam really impressive in this round. Really impressive. Leo looks super fast at the minute. Our Brazilian driver. He is no slouch when it comes to GT3s. Used to tasting a victory. Looks like Definio, and they're so close. They're so close. Good respect shown into the NK chicane. Coming up into the Coca-Cola corner now, it does look like Uniclark suffers a little bit with the back end coming round. We'll keep on board with him. Back end kicking out a little bit, but well collected by Uniclark. If anything, Definio struggling in the dirty air a little bit. Leo pulled right up onto the back of him now. They're very close, them two. He could have a go. Thinks better of it. Oh, onto the brakes. Thank God for that. as Dafinio got onto the brakes there, as we see Leo pull right up onto the back of him. Yeah, Dafinio onto the brakes, managed to get a little bit squirrely, had to straighten the car up, and in doing so, just managed to avoid the back end of him. So looking at Andy SC, our current GT3 points leader, the birthday boy today in a top 10 position, currently sitting in 9th, but he has 8th, 7th and 6th all in front of him. And out there, we'll stick on board with Andy. Now, of course, Andy asking his team mechanics for a little more downforce. Yeah, we'll stick on board with them, boys. Oh, look, check these out. So, we'll go on board with Effie because he's going to have an absolute awesome view of these guys in front. Andy holding the inside line into the Mercedes curve. Oh, Effie gets it wrong. Andy's sideways. Effie's going to have to wait, and Andy's going to have to get that. He's going to have to get that position back, definitely. That's a shame to see. The boys all running so close to one another. Where's Leo? Leo's still hunting down Dr. Sam. Dafinio still trying to pull Uniclark. As we're coming up, this is the last lap here, so we'll keep on board with our leaders. So close. Jasko's definitely got this one in the bag if he can manage to slow it down in time for the engine chicane. Dafinio with a little flash of the headlights, trying to put a bit of a psychological warfare into Uniclark, but Uniclark very experienced. Quick look back at what Leo's up to. He's not got too much more run time. It does look as if Uniclark can get the corner done properly. So Jasko, VR driver, Bosnian driver, seen out of Vienna, comes home in P1 for Jasko VR. Uniclark manages to hold on to it. Nice. Jasko VR inherits the GT3 leaderboard champ. So Uniclark keeping hold of P2. He had to work for it. Then a little further back we have the console. Looks like he's going to bring it home in P4. Leo still trying to hunt down Dr. Sam. He's only got a couple of corners to try and... It looks, yeah, Sam's gone defensive, so he's not going to be able to get it done there. Trackside. Leo catched out by the brakes a little bit. Where's Bruce in all this? Looks like he's going to keep it. So back with the console. Console navigating Coca-Cola curve for the last time tonight. Massive shout out to him for all the work he does for the Rubbins Racing team. P4. Nice driving by our Norwich dude there. Dr. Sam over the line, P5. Leo comes over in P5. Bruce in P7. It looks like Scotty's going to hold it. And it reports that Andy's engine is at 99% damage. P9, top 10 position, still short of points. Uber, P10. Good to see our Dutch driving drive keep with it there. Effie across the line, just outside of a P11, has bags of pace. It's going to be interesting to see him next time out with the Rubbins Racing team. Chili Chills had a bit of an unfortunate one this time round, managed to pick up a yellow flag and had to serve another drive-through because of the contact made, but coming home in P12, still scores some good points. Massive shout out to all the guys at Rubbins Racing. Please join the Discord, link in the description, drop a like on the video. From all of us here at Rubbins Racing, massive shout out to Andy, our mod here for his 22nd birthday. Huge shout out to all the community and the guys that make it work. Jasko VR first, Uniclark second, Dafinio third. Hell of a job, guys. You've all done me absolutely proud as punch. Thank you ever so much, everybody on YouTube, for supporting the channel, dropping your comments and likes. From all of us here at Rubbins Racing, peace.